So again, I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between Google Sheets and the PowerPoint slides. Okay. So this is the procedure I use. Again, as I said before, I put some screenshots in here. Hopefully the screenshots are going to make it clear what I did. So, okay. And when you make the bar graph, again, we have this. Let me just say this also, as you can see. Okay. Oh, actually, this is another example. We'll get to that shortly. Actually, no, let's do it now. So actually, before we do that, let me just show you this. This is the bar graph you're going to get. I'll go through this example in a minute. But let me just show you that 0 here, you want 0 to be on the bottom of the vertical axis. This is actually what they call the baseline. You want 0 here. If 0 is not here, we'll see later that the graph is not going to look pretty. I mean, it's not that it's not going to look pretty. I shouldn't say that. There'll be distortion in there. I think what will happen, excuse me, is the differences between these bars will be emphasized a lot more if this is not 0. Okay, so now what I want to do, here's the slides. Again, I emailed you the notes. So, you know, the notes you should have in front of you. What I'm going to do now is go to Google Sheets again, and I'm going to make this histogram. I keep calling it that. I'm going to make this bar graph, okay? All right, so, you know, bear with me. All right, so let's start from scratch, so to say. Again, let's make that one. So on that data, if you're looking on the slide, you know, when you downloaded it from your notes from email, you have exam grades or scores, I guess. I should put exam grades, but I guess that's okay for now. And you have, you know, A, B, C, D, and F. Then we have the frequency. So you can imagine this was, I guess, results from someone giving an exam. They recorded the letter grades and they made a frequency table. We have 35. We have 18, 29, 43, and 26. So this is the frequency table that we're looking at now, okay? Again, it's in the notes, which I emailed to you. So this is what we're looking at, as you can see. Now, if we want to make that bar graph, what do I do next? What I do is I'm going to go to Insert, like so. I click on Chart, okay? Now, this is not the graph we want, right? I mean, Google Sheets thinks this is the bar graph we want, but not quite. Because we want it vertical. We want this, what they call a column chart. So this is what we get. And again, you could leave it like this. This is actually fine. This is enough. What I like to do is in Customize the grid lines and ticks. Wait, let me go slowly. I start here, then I scroll down. I go to minor grid lines, like so. You know, now it looks, I mean, hopefully you can see it. It looks, you know, better. So let me see if I can make it bigger. Oh, that's better. See? But you can see from the bar graph here, we have the data visually showed. Are there any questions about this so far? Okay. Okay. Now, if you look on the PowerPoint slides, you know, if you looked at the next screen, again, I emailed it to you, everyone, so you have it in your email. You can download it as a PDF. The next kind of graph I show you is what they call Pareto Chart. Now, it's actually a bar graph. The only difference, though, is the frequencies are ordered from highest to smallest. In other words, if you look at the bars as you read from left to right, the bars start at the highest and they get and their height decreases as you move to the right. Now, you could order this easily. I mean, there's only 5 rows here, so it's not hard at all to order. But in fact, we can order this in a different way. We can order this using Google Sheets. Let me do it that way. Again, we want to go from highest to lowest, okay? So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to click, okay? I'm going to highlight column B, okay? You click on the column, okay? Then you're going to go to data. Then here we have sort the sheet, okay? Oh, here we go. Sorry, I did the wrong thing. You highlight column B like this, or if you want, you could do this. You can highlight column B. I did this for the other class, and highlight column A. Then you go to data, and you want to sort column B, the range, from Z to A. Let me go through that again. You can highlight like I just did. You can click the cell here. You can click highlight first, then move to the left to get A. Go to data. You want column B, Z to A, the range that is. You could do the whole sheet. I mean, here it's not going to make a difference. For the range, get this. It sorts it automatically for you. Now we have a Pareto chart. So it kind of looks like a stairway. That's how you can actually obtain a Pareto chart. Again, you can see that the bars are sorted from highest to smallest. Frequency, in other words, is from highest to lowest. That's a Pareto chart. So it's basically a type of bar graph. Okay, so I'm going to get back to the PowerPoint notes. Actually, before I do that, are there any questions about this so far? I hope this, again, I know this lecture is kind of different because I'm going to bounce back and forth between Google Sheets and PowerPoint slides. I just don't know how to share two things at once on Blackboard, if it can even be done. Oh boy. Okay. So now let me go back to the wonderful PowerPoint slide. You know, again, you can see here that, again, here's the Pareto chart. I am showing you here with screenshots and text how to actually do what I did. So this is the example we just got. Now, another kind of chart here is what we call a pie chart. I mean, what's nice about a pie chart, as you'll see, is you can use it to show relative sizes. Basically, each slice corresponds to a different category. So one slice here would be for the score of an A, another one would be score of B, and another would be score of C, and so on. The bigger the frequency, the bigger the percentage then, the relative frequency that is, and so the bigger the slice representing it. When we make it, I mean, I did write out the procedure here. It's very simple how to make it through Google Sheets. I mean, you could draw it by hand, but personally, I would not want to do that. That's just, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just easier if a computer does it. No. But if you did that through Google Sheets, this is what you would get. I'm going to show, I'll go through it though. But this is actually the pie chart you would get. But you can see though how D, for instance, is the biggest slice, right? It's the biggest frequency. Whereas, what's another? F, it's not the smallest, but it's near the bottom. So its slice isn't that big. Okay? The slice is actually looks like it's a B, which is 18, and they calculated for you the relative frequency is 11.9%. Well, these are used a lot, so. All right, let me go through how to make it. It's really not that bad. It's very similar to before. I'm going to have to share now Google Sheets again. Here it comes. Here we go. So we actually have the same data. I mean, I know it's sorted over here, but it doesn't really have to be. Let me just delete that graph. Okay. So here's the data. I mean, it's sorted from highest to smallest. It really doesn't matter when you're making a pie chart. What you do want to do is highlight the data. Okay. You go to data. No, excuse me, not data. You go to insert. Then chart, as you can see. Right? Now, let's see, I'm not there. Where is it? Up there it is, chart type. You have to scroll up a bit. Okay? What you do is you click on chart type, and you can see the pie chart here. If you can't see it there for some reason, you can always scroll down. You can see pie chart over here. This is a 3D pie chart. Don't do that. You don't want to have a pie chart in 3D. It doesn't look. It can distort the data. It'll distort the look of it. That is. And you click on pie chart, and you can see we get this. Now this, it looks nice. This is what we had before. What you could do is this. You can go to customize, go to pie chart. So you click on customize, click on pie chart, and you could actually change the labeling for the slices. So you could change the labeling for the slices. So for instance, what you can do here is I could click slice label, right? Right now there's no label, but I could change that to be like, label meaning the qualitative variable. So in this case, this would be a D, this would be a B. I could also do value, which is the frequency. I could do percentage or value and percentage, as you can see. Now, I know on the slides I have this. Actually, I think it looks just like this as on the slides. What you could also do is this. If you were to scroll down like I'm doing, go down to legend, click, it says position, right? If we change that, the labeled gives you what we have now. To the right, you get this. I think that looks a little nicer. That's just me though. You could do this on the left, bottom. You could do none, which personally I would not do. You definitely want to have some kind of label. I have it on the right. So these are things you can do. I mean, again, I would recommend you mess around with that. I mean, I don't know if this class you'll have to make one of these, but I figured, if you go on to other classes, you might have to. So, get the recording.